Hello YouTube fans, here again, and I thought today I'll review sort of a filler sort of film, sort of like a typical Giles Bonson, even though you got Giles Bonson in it, a Finty type of film, that being Exterminator. When I say Exterminator, I don't mean I'd Be Back with Arnold Schwarzenegger. This has come out well before that era. This was, like I said, with I'm Back, a Finty sort of film. Sort of like a revenge film, more of a Finty film. Sad to say the actor's no longer with us, may he rest, but this was a bit interesting film. It's a very disturbing film. It definitely doesn't fuck around on the violence. It definitely shows the seedy side of America, and that is Exterminator. I do know in '84 they made a sequel of the Exterminator 2. It does not represent anything of Arnold Schwarzenegger and his film, what was science fiction. This is not science fiction. So it starts off, it's based, assuming in Vietnam. Yep, Vietnam. And what a way to open the film. You've got our main character getting blown in the air, explosions everywhere, and he lands on his ass with his mate. And if you think you've seen his actor before, another actor who's sadly no longer with us, you might remember him being the mate of American Ninja in the American Ninja films. Appeared in 1, 2, 3 of the American Ninja films. Well, he gets tattooed, same with his mate, and you've got this very sadistic Vietnamese soldier who, funny enough, was the Vietnamese soldier in First Blood Part 2, Rambo. He's one that, when Rambo had them explosive arrows and he fires it and kills the main villain, well, one of the main villains, that's him. So in this, it's like funny, basically Vietnamese soldier in it, he's about to talk to get information out of our main man. Because he doesn't take anything, he gets another guy that's tied up. It's like a bit of an honour this, because he slits his throat there, then he slits his throat there, and the next thing you know, the guy's head just goes and falls right off. Really, really type of shock, type of horror moment to see. That to me is definitely a lot of moments. There's definitely a lot of dirty bits like that in the film. But in Outer Look, our mate gets a main break, he gets away, he shoots the main bad guy, and him and his mate get away. And then it opens up, you've got this song called I Could Be Your Hero. I'm not going to do the rest. If you think it sounds terrible, listen to the song. So you've got ideas a couple of years later. He's now over Vietnam. He's working in a factory with him and his mate, and these guys are stealing and they tass them up and they sort of fuck off. But then they come back, they batter my mate's mate, and they ram this spike, I think, on his back, and it causes him to become paralysed. Very lovely. So he gets ring of it. He goes after the ones that have done it. I always find it funny though, he gets them very, very fast and very dirt easy. When you look at the original Death Race and you look at what they do, he never gets his revenge in this. He gets it pretty early, I think. I felt that's would have been better to leave that nearly at the end, but it's what it is. So he breaks in, they're having this party, he batters some to get information, he kills one in self-defense, but he gets this other one, batters him, and he leaves him for these rats to finish him off. You don't get to see it, but you get to see the aftermath, and then you got one cop. It's again as another actor I've seen before. Same there, they appeared in City of the Living Dead. Well, it's in this where he plays a cop, and he's basically going after our main man, who now becomes a vigilante. Now the only thing is about this film is it lies to you, because if you've ever seen an original classic iconic poster where you got a guy with an helmet on, a bow torch, looks like a dud, fire coming out of it with Exterminator. You know which film I'm on about, if anyone's ever remembered an iconic poster like that. That's the film. So like I said, there's a bit where he gets one guy to get information, he's using a bow torch, doesn't use it on him, but he does it to get a fighter on him. That's how he got information. And not only through the film, he's basically getting justice from people who are not very nice. So the ones that get it, the ones that get killed, I'm not knowing why. I've got no sympathy because they were scumbags anyway. These people were scumbags anyway. That's how I see it. So, at the end of the day, he's getting his justice, his sweet justice, and everyone. Now, there's one which says he's a scumbag, he's a drug dealer. This has to be an horror movie of its own because he gets him, he kidnaps him, he ties him up. You know them things that look like a food blender, which is a food blender. He's threatening him to get information, to get money and information. If he doesn't do it, he becomes a sausage. He turns him into food. In other words, he'll stick him in the food blender. So he takes him the toll to get this money out. What the guy doesn't show him is his house is protected with a Doberman, a dog. So he breaks in, obviously the dog's doing its job. I felt this bit a bit cool, self-defence, fair enough, but you don't see it. But you got an idea, he uses a knife, and start cutting electrical knives, kills the dog. How do you say you don't see it? So he comes back, and I never thought you were going to see it. But this is a ballsy film. It's definitely a Dory film, because he puts it on, the guy goes down, and he sticks to his word. He sticks him in the food blender and finishes him off. It's definitely a Dory scene in the film. So there's bits like that. There's one bit in it when he got this guy, he's a pimp. They get this he got this guy, overweight. I'm going to say an horrible word, he's fat. He's an overweight, disgusting, pervy sort of character. Really is a scum of the world. Because he gets this girl, and no fat scene. He put and it sticks. You know one of them burn things we use to burn stuff with. But he puts the burner in the rats and he burns her. So imagine what this poor girl's going to be in. She's going to be in fucking agony. And so our main man fishes it to during hospital, and he gets information and he goes after the storm bag, ties him up, puts oil all over him, lights him. I do admit though, the perfect eyes would have got the worst death because he was just a scumbag. But he burns him, you don't see it, it's off steam. Have to say you don't need to see it, it's disturbing enough. But the perfect eye, as I like to call him, his father shoots at him, breaks into the door, don't fuck about, shoots him. Now, I felt it would have been better if he shot him in the balls or he did him a taste of his own medicine because he kills him pretty fast. But he saves the day because he's got this young lad, he's died face down on the bed. You got the idea he's going to do something not very nice. Again, you see the burning thing with rats on. So this pervert got what he'd be served. To me, he's a scumbag. So he's got his justice. He's got his Armageddon, as they say. So that's all he does. He just kills scumbags. Well, you know, he's still breaking the law. So the cop manages to get hold of him, almost arrests him, but then his hair doctor fires at him. He falls himself off this building. You assume our main man's dead. But that's not the case because you see him come out the water with a fog suit on, takes off everything. He's still alive. He's still alive to appear in that one, being Exterminator 2. This is to see Exterminator 2. I do know there's a lot of deleted scenes what I felt should have been in Exterminator 2. Why they was deleted, I don't know. But maybe one day around the world I'll review that one. But Exterminator, I didn't mind it for what it was. If you want looking for a very disturbing, really messed up film, but sort of like a Giles Bonson, Death Wish, Finty sort of film, you can't go wrong with it. A lot of actors who are sadly no longer with us. And like I say, the main character is sadly no longer with us, but it's one of his big breaks, Exterminator. Come out that day with the video Nasty Era, but this wasn't really a video nasty, but it definitely does hold up to that seediness. The scumbags get to be served. A lot of people will probably remember it for the Brenda scene, but the only bit I gotta admit I felt was disappointing is the iconic photo. If anyone remembers the photo, helmet on, all leather, firing a blowtorch, done with fire coming out, the word Exterminator. You don't see it. You see that more in this one. But for a Finty film, it's not bad. I'll give it a 2-star. It's not a bad viewing. That's Exterminator. Come out in 1980. Put into them. Be smart. Be safe. See you later.